Good morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to the Sunday Morning Suplex. Tigerbomb Tom here with you. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, we're going to be covering the kind of weekly things been going on from Wednesday through Friday with NXT, AEW, a little bit of SmackDown. So get involved in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions and your takes on things if they're different from mine throughout the week. Real quick before we get underway, I just want to thank the sponsors real quick of the podcast page here. Don't forget to check out our sponsors. As always, you can get Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast t-shirts available in my section, Casual Gaming Dad section of the Gould Gaming shop. So go check out Gould Gaming and pick yourself up a P3 t-shirt from the Casual Gaming Dad section of the shop. And, you know, while you're at it, if you want to go check out some more of my own merchandise, feel free to. Nepotism at its finest. But, and then otherwise, I want to thank the very awesome Sean Tischler. He's got a group page on Facebook, IWC Clearfield, where he's going to be keeping us up to date with anything and everything that's IWC related in the Clearfield, PA area. So go check it out. And even though they're not technically like an official sponsor of us or anything, we just want to thank IWC because they put on a hell of a show last weekend. And I mean, me and the guys are still raving about it. So if you get a chance to go check out an IWC show, go do it. Or go check out any local indie show and, you know, see the possible future stars of tomorrow, you know, right there in your own backyard. But in the meantime, go ahead and get this thing going. Joey says, what the hell is going on with The Fiend? Raw and SmackDown bouncing back and forth. Oh, we're going to get to that, Joey. Trust me. I got that coming up at the end. Believe me, I've got notes. I've got notes. But Joey brings up an awesome point, and like I said, we are going to touch on that with The Fiend. I want to save that. That'll tie into my stuff with SmackDown at the end. Honestly, I had a lot less notes this week about like AEW and NXT than what I did last week. But still gonna try to just kind of gloss over like each match real quick. If some things really stood out one way or the other, good or bad, I'll cover that. But otherwise, I mean, you know, figure that AEW and NXT are both solid shows. Let's just get that out of the way. They're always going to be solid shows. They just it is what it is. But let's start off with AEW. Honestly, there were some things that bugged me this week with AEW. And again, I know they're little things, but little things add up. And I don't want to see it become like a trend. Some of it is a lot of ring psychology and certain things like that. Like in the beginning of the show with the opening match with, excuse me, with SCU. You know, Kazarian and Daniels got attacked by the Lucha Brothers, and I don't understand why did they have Kazarian start the match instead of Scorpio Sky, because Kazarian had gotten attacked. Like, Scorpio Sky was the fresher man. Why not have him start the match? Just that sort of thing kind of bugged me. But overall, that was a great match. Joey says AEW was okay. See, bold statement. Robert from Retro Gaming for Life, what's going on? We got Beef the Legend himself here, Pittsburgh Piledriver's own Beef the Legend. And good morning, Jordan and Joey, by the way. Sorry I didn't properly greet you. I do. And Beef, if you want to like group call me or like PM call me, video call me or whatever over Messenger or whatever, please do so. Commodore 64 Brandon, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, like I said, that sort of thing bothered me. Like, why not have Scorpio Sky start it? I'm glad SCU went over, so that was cool. And then in the other tag match, there was a lot of tag matches on AEW this week. What's going on, Commodore? Little things. Again, when Santana and Ortiz had their match, and it was basically a squash match, let's not lie. Ortiz was legal, but Santana got the pin. Again, just pay attention to those little things, you know? Now, the Cody promo was awesome. I love it. They're doing a really good job. AEW's doing a really good job of these vignettes and stuff and kind of letting you know who people are and stuff like that. Commodore, awesome. He said, I just finished catching up with AEW. Good timing, sir. Good timing. Joey, I agree with you. NXT, I feel, is a better show this week. Obviously, I think ratings are still going to be what they are, and you're probably going to see that AEW still comes out on top on the ratings. I don't know. I didn't see those numbers yet. Overall, in ring, NXT still has the superior wrestling, I feel. But that's just me, and that's what I've seen the last couple of weeks too. But AEW still has that bigger feel. Commodore says so many illegal tags in those matches. Again, that's the little things they gotta watch for, because if you want to be legitimized, you gotta still adhere to those things. AEW takes a lot of leeway with like what the refs will and will not allow, and I feel like when they do that, it forces the announcers to work harder to try to cover up for them, because you've heard it happen. JR will say, "Oh, the referee allowing a lot of leeway in this match." You shouldn't have to do that. That's just my opinion. You're forcing your announcers to work harder and take away from other aspects of the match. That's just me. It's a little nitpicky thing. Joey says, are you going to be talking about WWE 2K20 drama? I don't know what drama there is. So maybe we can get to that a little bit later, Joey. Quite possibly. But let me breeze through these. The Jon Moxley stuff. Moxley is money, obviously. I enjoy him having the Stone Cold attitude, where he just said F it and left his partner there. Just like, I don't give a shit. Moxley has the entire zero fucks given attitude. I love it. Fits him perfectly. Darby Allin is fucking amazing. Let me just say that. Commodore says the best, most consistent thing to happen so far is the ref Aubrey. Yes, I agree. Aubrey, the ref, I don't know her last name, but Aubrey, the referee at AEW, does not get enough credit. I don't think. I mean, I don't know why anybody would be like praising her so highly already, like the average fan. But honestly, she is awesome, and if you don't believe it, go back and watch the matches that she refs. She is awesome, and she doesn't take shit from anybody. I think I said something about it last week that I think I had it in my notes. I said referee Aubrey is the toughest ref, and she is awesome. But where are we at here? Yeah, Darby Allin. Dude, that match with Jericho was awesome, and it just goes to show, like, yeah, they made that one a street fight, but last week when Darby Allin had that match against Jimmy Havoc, he didn't have to go all hardcore and it didn't have to go all crazy just to pull out the win and have a good match with Darby Allin. So, kudos to the both of them for that, and then kudos to Darby Allin for pulling off a good portion of the match with his friggin' hands duct tape behind his back. Holy shit. Now that is athletic ability, and somebody else that can do something similar to that doesn't get enough credit yet, Orange Cassidy. When he no sells everything and he has his hands in his pockets, dude, do you know how much talent that takes to just be able to do that? Like, no hands. It's awesome. But yeah, like I said, Darby versus Jericho, match of the night for me for AEW, hands down. A lot of great tag team matches, but honestly, that was the best thing. And it didn't even have to, even if it wasn't any sort of Philadelphia street fight or anything, I'm sure it would have been a fantastic match. But yeah, match of the night for that card in particular. Moving on to NXT. I love Tommaso Ciampa. I love his entrance music. The whole "No one will survive." I've gone and listened to it now on YouTube quite a few times. I thought Ciampa attacking Garza's pants was hilarious, and I love that. I don't know. It just adds that little extra dimension to Ciampa's character. I think it was great. I love the tag team of Birch and Lorcan. I love that tandem. And I think eventually you're going to see them get pushed for an for an NXT tag team title shot. I think so. Either that, or if they don't already like somehow eventually put them on and put the tag titles on Imperium, whether in NXT or NXT UK, either one. But I mean that's kind of almost a given. Imperium's just this very a very dominant faction. I don't know how long they're going to be, but time will tell. But I gotta say, I do love Imperium's tag team finish, the power bomb / European uppercut combo. I think it was great. Uh, what other news that I have here? Rhea Ripley. Cannot wait to see her as champ. And I know we're just kind of flying through here, but I mean, that's what I want to do. I don't want to harp on things too long. I cannot wait to see Rhea Ripley as champ. I think she's going to be amazing. The Dominic Dijakovic match with Keith Lee. As always, they put on a fantastic show, and I was okay with the DQ finish or whatever, with Roger Strong getting involved and stuff like that, because he kind of only screws himself in that sense, and then it sets up the triple threat match next week here, well, this coming Wednesday, with Dominic Dijakovic, Keith Lee versus and Roderick Strong in a triple threat for the North American Championship. I don't see them taking the North American title off of Roderick Strong just yet, but I do believe that whenever there's going to be a chink in the armor, that Roderick Strong is going to be the first one of the Undisputed Era to lose his titles. So I don't think it's going to be this soon, but I don't know. I feel like Undisputed Era is going to close out 2019 draped in gold still, but we'll see. Man, Matt Riddle, the Matt Riddle match, him and Bronson Reed. Man, what else can you say about Matt Riddle? Holy crap! Like, he is such a good worker, and he is sneaky strong. I mean, Bronson Reed's a big dude, and Matt Riddle, was able to hoist him around a few times. So, man, kudos to him. Tegan Nox versus Tainara Conti was good. Tainara Conti has some of the best facial expressions and facial cells that I've seen. Like, she's just very, very animated, and I like that. So I think, honestly, I can see her. I can see her in the future being kind of a big player in the women's division there. So I hope they keep pushing and working with her and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just something about I like somebody who can tell a story or convey something just through simple facial expressions. Little things like that are huge and go a long way. Now here's something else. This goes a credit to the production backstage at NXT. It was very smart of them to put Boa's match after the Finn Balor message, because honestly, I don't know about anybody else, but me personally, what do I have to get excited about Boa for? Nothing yet. I understand he's still brand new or whatever, but still, like, there's no reason for me to be excited yet. So the fact that they put his match after, I don't even remember who he wrestled. Was it Killian Dane that he wrestled? Yeah, I think it was Killian Dane, because he wanted a rematch from getting attacked last week or something like that. It was smart of them to put it after the Finn Balor little vignette message, whatever, because everybody was all excited after Balor. Then you hope to carry some of that energy over towards Boa. Just kind of, hey, let me sneak some of that over there. But I'm definitely excited for a future angle between Pete Dunne and Killian Dane. You kind of saw the seeds of that getting planted there. Whenever, actually, that was the match. Boa versus Killian Dane. And then whenever he was done, Killian Dane was coming up and Pete Dunne was coming out. And they had a little bit of a confrontation, and Pete Dunne gave him the old finger snaps or whatever. And I'm excited. I'm excited to plant the seeds for that and see that future feud there. The the Pete Dunne Damian Priest match was really awesome, very well done, and I like the fact that Pete Dunne can eat a pin no problem, and it's not going to hurt him. So Damian Priest kind of needs the win a little bit more than what Pete Dunne does. So I'm okay with Damian Priest going over, but he went over in like sneaky, shitty heel fashion, hitting Dunne with the low blow and stuff like that. So I'm okay with that. But that's really all I had for NXT. NXT, like I said, NXT and AEW both solid cards. Me personally, I liked NXT a little bit more this week, and actually, I'm trying to remember if it was this week. I'm trying to remember which one. I'm having a hard time remembering what I watched live and what I DVR'd. I don't know. I think I watched AEW live just because I wanted to see Darby Allin and Jericho. But honestly, NXT overall, after watching both, I think NXT was the better show this week. That's just my own personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Have to wait on that. All right, so let's get to Friday Night SmackDown. I just finished up watching it this morning, and I was watching most of it last. Yeah, I was watching most of it last night. I don't ever watch it live on Fridays. I always catch up Saturday evening. Let the kids watch some wrestling with me. They like it. I get to catch up, take notes, and I just finished up this morning. So first of all, I gotta say, the match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Roman Reigns was actually really well done. I love Nakamura's reversal into that triangle hold when he kind of like did like the flip and then kind of just held on and went right into the armbar / triangle hold. Loved it. That was awesome. I was like, where was that Shinsuke Nakamura for however long? Like, why weren't we seeing that? That was awesome. So more of that, please. More shit like that. And I love his sliding snap German suplex when he so he'll have his opponent like kind of sitting on the second rope or so, and their feet hanging out, and Shinsuke will run, hit the ropes, and and slide out underneath them, but grab them on the way and hit them with a snap German suplex. I love it. I love seeing that move. I pretty much assuming that's like one of his signature moves now. So I love it. Keep doing that. It's awesome. My next note I had was Heavy Machinery will never have the titles. I don't see how they're ever going to put the titles on Heavy Machinery unless they do it just to unless they have some sort of heel team that they're eventually building up to take the titles off of them. Heavy Machinery is just a comedy piece. I mean, I'm sure that could have, the same assumption could have been made about New Day, and New Day's what, 5-6 time champs, tag team champs. I mean, so I don't know. I just don't see them taking Heavy Machinery seriously enough to put the titles on them. I don't know. Okay, why are people messaging me? Hang on. It's live. You can't control this stuff. All right. Anyways, so got that out of the way. I love the push for Chad Gable. I hate the whole Shorty Gable. Now it's gonna be Shorty G. I don't know. I mean, I get what they're doing with the story angle with it. It's like, hey, instead of letting people just shit all over you, embrace it. Like, if you kind of use that where it is like, you use that as like armor that nobody can hurt you if you don't care about it. He doesn't care about it. He embraces it. He knows he's a smaller dude. He don't care. He's just like, screw it. I'm Shorty G. I get it, but it's just a little hokey for me. That myself personally. I think I'll save that note for a minute. The 6-pack challenge was a good match. Honestly, I think the only thing I would have done differently instead of Nikki Cross pinning, who did she pin? She pinned Mandy Rose, or she pinned one of either Sonya Deville or Mandy Rose. I think she pinned Mandy Rose. Yeah, I think that's who it was. I would have had her pin Dana Brooke. I would have had Dana eat the pin because Dana hasn't been used for a little while. She can eat the pin, and then they could try to have her come back and kind of win some stuff. But honestly, I feel like Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville need to be utilized a little bit better. Honestly, I can't wait to see them as women tag team champions. And if they don't ever get the titles, that is a friggin' travesty, because that is money right there. That tag team, you couldn't write it better for them to be tag champs. Like, just do it already, please. Because Kabuki Warriors don't need to be champs. Asuka does not need to be in tag team. Asuka needs to be in a title hunt or a main, some sort of big program in a singles program. She does not need to be in a tag team with Kairi Sane. I'm sorry. Fire and Desire, they should be wearing those women tag team titles. Change my mind. And as far as, here we go, because now we're gonna get into the salty part of it. So check your blood pressure and prepare for the salt. It does make sense to have Roman Reigns replace Seth as captain for Team Hogan at Crown Jewel. Honestly, I could give two shits about Crown Jewel. There's not many times whenever you see me doing a live video, whether it's here for the podcast or on my gaming page, that you're gonna hear me get political. But honestly, screw the Crown Jewel. It's blood money. I'm not watching it. I could care less what happens in it. Let's just be perfectly honest. I don't care about Team Hogan, Team Flair. And honestly, if you really think about it, WWE relies too much on the past instead of putting over the younger talent properly. And here's what I mean by that. Everybody hails the Attitude Era. And everybody says, like, I've heard people say, like, oh, Seth Rollins is very, is a superstar, but he's not at that level where Stone Cold was at, or he's not at that level where Rock, was at, or anything like that. Nobody's ever going to get there because you keep hearkening back to the Attitude Era and you keep relying on Stone Cold or The Rock or whoever from there to pop and get ratings, instead of really utilizing the talent that you have now and focusing on them and focusing on the future. That's just me. That's just my opinion on that. But like the whole Hogan and Flair thing, I understand the only reason it's going down is because it's at Saudi Arabia, and what they want over there is what they're going to get. It's an attraction thing for them. They don't care about the storylines. It's just a big attraction match for them. The whole event is an attraction event. Hence, Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Don't care. Speaking of all that, great. Let's get into it since Joey asked me about it. Said what he said earlier on. He said, "What the hell is going on with the Fiend? Raw and SmackDown bouncing back and forth." So we're supposed to have set rosters. We're supposed to have exclusive rosters for Raw and SmackDown now because they're on two separate networks, and they want to drive that fact home that they're two separate shows or whatever. I get that, and I agree. If you're gonna have separate rosters, have separate rosters. The only thing they could have done differently, or they should have done differently with the Fiend, is don't draft him. Then he would have been a free agent, free to go wherever he wanted, cause whatever chaos he wanted. Now, once again, WWE has written themselves into a creative corner because, and I had to laugh at this when I just finished up watching this morning. I saw the promo vignette, whatever video package for the Fiend versus Seth Rollins, and they have the match announced there. It says, Falls Count Anywhere, and it says, match cannot be stopped for any reason. Give me a fucking break. You did it to us at Hell in a Cell. You're only doing this to try to cover your ass. And now you've written yourselves into a corner where you have Bray drafted on SmackDown. He's not going to win the Universal title. And it's way too soon for the Fiend to eat a pin. It's way too soon for the Fiend to eat a loss. He is hot. He is money. What the hell are you doing, WWE? Come on. I just don't get it. It upsets me. I hate it. And as you can hear me shit all over Seth Rollins' good guy promos here on the latest episode of the Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast that we did this week. I was very salty this week. Very salty. For a change of pace, Ransom was the voice of reason. Ransom was positivity, and I was just shitting all over everything. But what else can you do? I don't know. They're not giving me much choice. I mean, I don't know. And I mean, I get it that it's over in Saudi Arabia, and so like it's not on national TV and it's not on a huge pay-per-view, but people are still going to watch this Saudi Arabia event. God only knows why. I don't know. Um People are still going to watch this, so there's still going to be eyes on the Fiend losing. And don't kid yourselves. The Fiend is losing at Crown Jewel. There's no way he's taking the Universal title. The only way, unless and this would be some screwy stuff that they would then have to like explain on Friday Night SmackDown or on Monday Night Raw. The only way the Fiend gets the title, the Universal title, at Crown Jewel is if he is somehow involved in that trade that brought Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross from Raw over to SmackDown. That's the only way, is to quote unquote trade Bray back to Monday Night Raw. That's the only way that works. But that's very convoluted, and I don't know. That's the only way I think it'll personally work, and the only way that I don't know. Just Crown Jewel itself, I just see as a big walking disappointment. I'm not for it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm sure we'll review it. I'm sure we'll cover some highlights from it. We'll go online and we'll read the highlights and we'll talk about it. But honestly, I'm not going to watch it. The only reason I watched the last Saudi event was just to see how much of a train wreck Undertaker versus Goldberg was going to be. And that definitely did not disappoint as far as being a train wreck. So that's my take on the things from this week in wrestling. Now, I don't know if Joey's still here, but he asked me something about, am I going to be talking about the WWE 2K20 drama? I don't know what drama there is, and I don't know if Joey's still here or not. So, Joey, if you're here, please enlighten me. If not, then I guess I'm not going to be able to talk about that. So, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, do you agree with my assessment of the week in wrestling? Are you going to be watching Crown Jewel? What do you think's going to happen? I mean, I don't know. It's Crown Jewel. Just I can't stress enough how disappointed I'm going to be. Just the fact with the event in a whole. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop because otherwise I'm just gonna keep getting salty about it. I'll tell you one thing I am looking forward to, though, this week. Myself, Beef the Legend, and your current reigning, defending, undisputed Cruiserweight champion of the P3 podcast, Poot the Bard. Baby. We're, the three of us, plus another friend, are going to be attending AEW here in Pittsburgh. And I'm excited. I can't wait for that. So I'm sure we're gonna get hyped up for that on the next recording of the podcast we do Tuesday night. But we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks and stuff like that with everything leading up to Crown Jewel. We'll see who the last member of Team Flair is gonna be. If you guys care about that, whatever. But being that we did mention it, WWE 2K20 is gonna be coming out here on Tuesday, so I'm excited because I already have the deluxe edition pre-ordered. I'm gonna go pick it up Tuesday, and I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna immediately install it and start streaming crap for you guys over on my page, Casual Gaming Dad. So I think that's a great segue right there. Go ahead and thank the sponsors while we're here. So let's thank myself. I know that sounds so douchey, but I don't care. We joke about it. We have fun with it. So yeah, come check out my page, Casual Gaming Dad. You can catch me here on Facebook, on YouTube, also on Twitch as well. If you really want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. But you can get Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast t-shirts. They're in Casual Gaming Dad's section of the Gould Gaming shop. So head over to Gould Gaming, search in the shop, or search by the featured streamers, and you can find me in the featured streamer section, and there's a link to the merchandise from there. The P3 shirts should be front and center because they are the newest product in my section, so go check it out. support the podcast, and also definitely go check out the Facebook group page, IWC Clearfield. That group is by Mr. Sean Tischler, so we want to thank him for all that he's done for the podcast here. Awesome dude. Got to talk to him a little bit at the IWC Clearfield X show, and I'm excited to cross paths with him again in the future, and hopefully we'll me and the fellas will have some more independent show stories for you here in the future. Hopefully we're working on possibly getting some people on for some interviews, some independent wrestlers and stuff like that. So just as always, stay tuned to the page. If you enjoy the podcast, whether it's me rambling on about the week in wrestling or our normal episodes, the fast count news, whatever your fancy, if you're a wrestling fan and you enjoy the show, or even if you don't enjoy the show, help out the page, spread the word, tell your friends about it. Got a message from somebody actually recently who is in West Virginia or Virginia, and he was messaging me about getting a P3 shirt, and I gave him the link and everything like that, and he's like, oh, thanks. He's like, it's nice to have your guys' show, because around me there's not a whole lot of people that are into wrestling. And I was like, wow, that's great. I'm glad we have something to enjoy, and I'm glad that we can entertain you. So thanks to everybody and anybody who helps support the page. You can find us here on Facebook and on YouTube, obviously, as we're live on both right now. If you haven't already, check out the page here on Facebook, like, follow, share. If you haven't already, go subscribe over on YouTube. And if you want to listen to the podcast, you can do so on YouTube whenever we upload it there, or you can catch it on Google Podcast, the Anchor app, or on Spotify as well. Tweet us at Pit Pile Driver. Follow us on Instagram, Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast. We got some pictures from the IWC Clearfield X show, and message us as always, Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast at gmail.com with any and all questions related to podcast, wrestling in general, especially if you have Stump the Chumps questions for our trivia whenever we do that on our weekly shows. But that's it. I'm going to get out of here because I think everybody's left. So am I. I've got practice to do for the Facebook Retro Gaming League, and got to make that official run. So on behalf of everybody else from the Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast, on behalf of Alec Ransom, Beef the Legend, and the current Cruiserweight Champion, Poot the Bard, baby. This is Tigerbomb Tom signing off. Enjoy the wrestling. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys next time.